What if I told you that this past year inside the world of 90 Day Hunt for Love has been one of the wildest rides yet? We're talking brand new romances that nobody saw coming, emotional breakups that left fans stunned, and even a few jaw-dropping milestones that completely change how we see these cast members. Babies, weddings, shocking betrayals, and glow-ups that have the whole fandom buzzing. It's all happening, and today we're catching you up on every single twist. From unexpected confessions to headline-making surprises, no one in this cast has stayed quiet. So grab a seat, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because we're diving straight into the biggest Hunt for Love updates you absolutely can't miss. When it comes to 90 Day Hunt for Love, few cast members can command attention quite like Chantel Everett. For years, audiences have watched her navigate love, heartbreak, and family drama. But this past year, Chantel has rewritten her own story in ways no one could have predicted. It all began with that unforgettable moment back in May when TLC teased a shocking clip just days before the season premiere. Chantel, standing at the edge of a new retreat experience, found herself in a whirlwind she never expected. A close female friend, Ashley, revealed her feelings and sealed it with a kiss. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't manufactured for TV. This was real life unfolding, raw and unscripted, and the impact on Chantel was immediate. Suddenly, her storyline wasn't about rebuilding after divorce. It was about self-discovery. Fans could feel her walls breaking down as she admitted on camera that she was questioning what this meant for her dating life, her identity, and even her future. But Chantel wasn't about to let her past linger over her. In a candid red carpet interview shortly after, she made it clear she and her ex-husband Pedro were done, finished, with no contact at all. That chapter is firmly closed, she insisted, offering a sly smile when asked about her dating deal breakers. It was classic Chantel, confident, witty, and unwilling to backtrack into old patterns. Throughout the retreat, we watched her lean into the unknown. One of the buzziest moments of the season came during a playful group challenge when Chantel shared a lighthearted but very real kiss with fellow castmate Jeniffer Tarazona. Fans couldn't stop replaying the scene. For Chantel, it was a defining moment, a chance to say, "I'm open to new experiences, and I'm not afraid to explore what feels right." By the time the season finale rolled around in August, Chantel was no longer dropping hints. She said it outright. She was embracing her new journey, and yes, she was interested in seeing where things with Ashley could lead. Of course, in true Everett family fashion, the drama didn't stop there. At the tell-all special, Chantel's mom, Karen, came in fiery and confrontational, aiming her sharp words directly at Ashley. Chantel admitted that she hadn't warned her mom in advance, laughing that Karen tends to blow everything out of proportion. That moment captured what fans have always loved about Chantel, her mix of vulnerability, honesty, and humor, even in the face of family fireworks. Since then, Chantel's updates have carried a different energy. She's sounded lighter, more grounded, and, perhaps for the first time in years, genuinely happy. She's confirmed that she and Ashley are still seeing each other, describing their relationship as something she hopes will continue to grow. For a woman who once felt trapped in a turbulent marriage, this new chapter feels like freedom. And while her love life grabs headlines, Chantel hasn't forgotten her career. She's proudly continued her work as a registered nurse and aesthetic practitioner, promoting her brand at Shan's Beauty Plan. It's her way of reminding the world that she's more than just her relationships. She's independent, ambitious, and building a future that's hers alone. After a year filled with brave confessions, family clashes, and bold steps into the unknown, Chantel Everett has proven she's no longer the same woman we first met. She's stronger, freer, and ready to claim her happiness on her terms. And fans, they absolutely cannot look away. If Chantel's story this year was about self-discovery, Colt's was about resilience. For a man who has never shied away from sharing the messier sides of his life, 2024 into 2025 proved to be another roller coaster, one that mixed heartbreak, physical struggle, and a surprising spark of connection. The year began with Colt admitting something fans weren't expecting to hear. He didn't want a divorce. On 90 Day Diaries, Colt spoke openly about his split with Vanessa Guerra, confessing that it was her decision to walk away. His voice carried the weight of someone realizing the home he thought would last forever was gone. "We're not really talking," he revealed in interviews, and it was clear how deeply the separation cut. For longtime viewers who followed his whirlwind Vegas wedding and the ups and downs that followed, this was a sobering moment. But Colt has always had a way of pushing forward. June brought a milestone, his 40th birthday. Instead of hiding away, he marked the occasion with an Instagram post that spoke volumes. He reflected on leaving Reno behind, leaving his old life, and stepping into something new. His mother, Debbie, the protective matriarch fans know so well, chimed in with a heartfelt message. "Happy birthday to my precious son. I'm so proud of you." That tenderness reminded fans just how deep the bond between mother and son runs, no matter how many storylines tried to tear it apart. Then came another test of Colt's resilience. Fans will remember the brutal leg accident he endured in late 2022 and the long recovery that followed. This summer, while filming Hunt for Love in Tulum, tragedy struck again. Colt fell, was rushed to 2 hospitals, and underwent emergency surgery. When he later shared his x-rays online, the stark black and white images sent chills through his followers. It wasn't just a physical injury, it became a storyline in itself, another chapter in Colt's ongoing battle to heal. But out of that pain came something unexpected. Colt revealed that fellow cast member Courtney Reardanz spent nights at the hospital by his side, refusing to leave. Their bond deepened in those quiet, vulnerable hours, sparking rumors of a budding romance. By the time the tell-all aired, whispers had turned into full-blown speculation. Courtney accused Colt of talking to other women, and suddenly the line between healing partnership and messy love story blurred. Was this genuine connection, or just another layer of Colt's complicated dating history? Colt has remained coy, hinting at surprises without confirming where he and Courtney stand. What he has admitted, though, is that he's open to more TLC projects. Even after the heartbreak, even after the surgeries, he's willing to keep his life in front of the cameras. And maybe that's the essence of Colt Johnson. Unfiltered, unpredictable, and completely willing to show both the highs and the lows. From a husband fighting to hold on to his marriage, to a man facing physical setbacks, to someone finding unexpected comfort in the arms of a fellow castmate, Colt has proven once again that his story is never simple. It's messy, it's raw, and it keeps fans coming for more. If Colt's story was about resilience, then Courtney Reardanz's journey this past year was about transformation. From stepping nervously into the villa in Tulum to becoming the unexpected heart of one of the season's most dramatic storylines, Courtney gave fans a front row seat to a whirlwind of emotions. When she first joined Hunt for Love, Courtney carried that mix of charm and uncertainty fans remembered from her earlier franchise appearances. But no one could have predicted how quickly her time on the show would turn upside down. A devastating leg injury left Colt Johnson in the hospital, and suddenly Courtney found herself cast in a role no one expected: caregiver. Colt later revealed that she spent night after night by his side, refusing to leave even when cameras weren't rolling. Those quiet hours, far from the glamour of reality TV, became the glue that bound them together. By spring, Colt was finally walking again, and he credited Courtney for helping him through his darkest nights. Fans were captivated by the possibility that this tender bond could blossom into something real. When the tell-all aired, Courtney and Colt walked in together, and the fandom went wild with speculation. Could this be the rare TLC love story that defies the odds? But reality, as always, is more complicated. On stage, Courtney admitted she was struggling with trust. She accused Colt of talking to other women, even planning to meet them. At the same time, Colt was living with her parents in Orlando, a detail that added both intimacy and pressure to their budding romance.
The tell-all ended with more questions than answers, leaving fans hanging on to every rumor and report that surfaced afterward. Off camera, Courtney leaned into her independence. She opened up on the iHeart podcast Like It's Live, laughing with co-star Elise Benson about the chaos of the villa, love triangles turning into love hexagons, cultural clashes that tested everyone's patience, and even the unforgettable night an ambulance had to be called. Courtney described the retreat as a crash course in relationships, a pressure cooker of emotions where every decision was amplified under the Mexican sun. Outside of TLC, Courtney's been building her brand in ways that feel more grounded. On Instagram, she posted her first ever makeup reel, showing off a softer, lifestyle-focused side. A New Year's Eve campaign with Fabletics highlighted her as both a reality TV alum and an influencer in her own right. And through her reel to work in Central Florida, she's shown fans she's balancing ambition with the chaos of fame. Even on TikTok, her playful clips remind everyone she hasn't lost her sense of humor. As for her relationship with Colt, the jury's still out. Some insiders claim it fizzled shortly after filming Wrapped, while others believe there's still something simmering beneath the surface. What's undeniable is that this year proved Courtney can handle the highs and lows of reality TV with grit and grace. Whether she's navigating late nights in a hospital room, selling homes in Orlando, or filming beauty content for her followers, Courtney Reardanz has shown that she's more than a side character. She's evolving, she's exploring, and she's keeping fans guessing about what her next chapter might hold. If there's one cast member who knows how to walk into a room and instantly change the energy, it's Jeniffer Tarazona. Over the past year, Jennifer's journey on Hunt for Love has been bold, unpredictable, and packed with the kind of twists that keep fans glued to their screens. When she returned to the franchise this summer, Jennifer was ready to make a statement. From the very first episodes, she found herself at the center of a tense triangle with Warne and Cole Anderson. Rob brought passion and persistence, Cole offered calm steadiness, and Jennifer, true to form, leaned into both connections, letting the sparks fly while fans debated where her heart truly belonged. But Jennifer's story wasn't limited to romantic drama. In one of the season's most talked about moments, she became part of a challenge with Chantel Everett that quickly turned from playful to unforgettable. As the cameras rolled, Chantel leaned in, asked if she wanted to kiss, and without hesitation, Jennifer took her hand and leaned forward. That kiss wasn't just a ratings grab, it became one of the defining beats of the season, sparking conversations about sexuality, openness, and the courage to explore new connections. The internet lit up with clips and commentary, and suddenly Jennifer wasn't just part of a triangle, she was part of a cultural moment. As the season pushed forward, tension with Rob grew. Their fiery exchanges, full of accusations and reconciliations, gave viewers a roller coaster of emotions. Meanwhile, her chemistry with Cole simmered quietly but steadily. Entertainment blogs labeled it the triangle to watch, and social media exploded with predictions about who Jennifer would ultimately choose. Fans dissected every scene, searching for clues. Was she leaning toward Rob's fiery energy or Cole's grounded presence? By the time the tell-all rolled around, anticipation reached peak, and Jennifer delivered. In a moment that surprised some but felt inevitable to others, she confirmed that her relationship with Cole was still going strong. Standing beside him, Jennifer described their bond as real and worth building on. It wasn't the outcome Rob's fans had hoped for, but it marked one of the rare times a Hunt for Love connection carried beyond the resort walls. Outside of the show, Jennifer has kept her followers close. On Instagram at jennifer.tarazona, she's continued to share glimpses of her life as an architect and designer, balancing her professional identity with her reality TV fame. Posts with fellow castmates kept the buzz alive over the summer, while TikTok clips promoted by TLC highlighted the very sparks that fans couldn't stop talking about. Looking back, Jennifer's past 12 months have been a perfect storm of romance, self-expression, and bold choices. From a headline-making kiss with Chantel to choosing Cole as her partner, she reminded viewers that she's never afraid to take risks, whether in love or in life. And as the dust settles, one thing is clear. Jeniffer Tarazona continues to be one of the franchise's most magnetic personalities, pulling fans back in with every new chapter. If Jennifer's story this year was about bold choices, Rob's was about learning to face heartbreak, rebuild his image, and show fans a side of himself beyond the drama. For better or worse, Rob has always been a lightning rod in the franchise, and this year reminded everyone why. In February, Rob seemed to be thriving. He traded his everyday life for the bright lights of celebrity culture, attending NBA All-Star Weekend, snapping photos with big names, and even showing off a stylish brunch hosted by Puma. For fans who mostly remembered him from messy reality TV moments, this was a glimpse of a Rob stepping into a new lane, one that looked polished, ambitious, and full of opportunity. But the glitz didn't last long. When Hunt for Love aired in the summer, Rob was thrust right back into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. His pursuit of Jeniffer Tarazona became one of the central arcs of the season, a fiery back and forth that left fans divided. Some saw undeniable chemistry, others saw red flags. And when Cole Anderson entered the picture, Rob suddenly found himself fighting for attention in a triangle that fans couldn't stop talking about. Through it all, Rob tried to defend himself. In a candid interview with Parade in June, he pushed back against long-running rumors about his ex, Sophie Sierra. He revealed she wasn't the rich girl fans thought she was, and that she already had a 10-year green card. His tone was sharp but weary, as though he was tired of being misunderstood. And by July, he was finally ready to admit what many suspected. His marriage was over. He did everything he could to hold on to that marriage, and I was still left standing with nothing, he confessed. That raw honesty struck a chord with viewers who had seen him painted as the villain too many times. On Hunt for Love, though, the story didn't play in his favor. Early sparks with Elise fizzled after a fight, and the promising connection with Jennifer ultimately collapsed. At the tell-all, Jennifer confirmed she was leaving with Cole, and Rob was left single. The cameras caught it all. The frustration, the disappointment, and the heavy silence of realizing you've lost. And then life outside the show dealt him a blow no reality TV storyline could overshadow. In early September, Rob revealed that his best friend, Rome, had passed away. His Instagram post was stripped of the glossy edits, replaced by raw gratitude for fans who offered support during his grief. For once, the curtain dropped, and viewers saw Rob not as a cast member, but as a man navigating devastating loss. That mix of ambition, heartbreak, and grief have defined Rob's year. He stepped into brand partnerships, defended his reputation, tried and failed to build lasting love on screen, and said goodbye to someone who mattered most off-screen. Whether you see him as flawed, misunderstood, or simply unlucky, one thing is certain. Rob's story still isn't finished, and fans will be watching to see how he writes his next chapter.
Tim Malcolm has always been one of the franchise's most recognizable faces. Sharp suits, sharper comebacks, and a personality that fans either adore or love to debate. But this past year, Tim showed us a side of himself that was both vulnerable and unexpectedly adventurous, proving that his story is far from over. When Tim signed on for Hunt for Love, the surprise twist was immediate. His ex, Jeniffer Tarazona, was also part of the cast. Imagine trying to explore new connections while sharing a villa with someone who once knew your most intimate secrets. Tim later admitted it wasn't easy, calling it chaotic in interviews, and viewers could see it, the push and pull between wanting a fresh start and being haunted by unfinished history. But even amidst the chaos, Tim found moments that stood out. During the explosive tell-all, he confessed to having developed feelings for fellow castmate Elise Benson. That vulnerable admission took everyone by surprise, pulling back the curtain on emotions that had been simmering throughout the retreat. Fans immediately speculated whether this was just a fleeting connection or the beginning of something new. For once, Tim wasn't hiding behind sarcasm. He was open, honest, and just a little raw. Of course, no Tim Malcolm storyline would be complete without a swirl of rumors. Over the summer, speculation linked him to Tiffany Franco after fans noticed playful exchanges and supportive comments between the two. Recap shows dissected every Instagram like, every glance caught on camera. In the end, both insisted there wasn't a romance, but the buzz proved how invested viewers still are in Tim's love life.
Then, in classic Tim fashion, he threw everyone a curveball. In July, fans spotted him ringside at TNA Wrestling's Slammiversary pay-per-view. Cameras caught him laughing, cheering, and even making a quick on-air appearance. For a reality star best known for slow-burn romances and witty one-liners, seeing him at a wrestling event was pure entertainment gold. It reminded everyone that Tim thrives in the unexpected. He knows how to keep the spotlight on him, even outside of TLC. And just when people thought the surprises were over, Tim dropped a cryptic Instagram post in August about his new wifey. Was it a joke, a nickname, or a hint at something more serious? He left it deliberately vague, fueling endless speculation online. That's Tim at his best, giving fans just enough to talk about while keeping the real story close to the chest. Today, Tim seems more comfortable than ever balancing reality TV chaos with his own ventures. He's active on YouTube, Instagram, and podcasts, sharing candid reflections on dating, heartbreak, and growth. His content feels less like promotion and more like conversation. A man who's learned to laugh at himself while still chasing what's next. So, where does Tim stand now? He's not married, not officially tied down, but he's also not fading away. Whether it's another TLC appearance, a surprise romance, or an unexpected cameo in a wrestling ring, one thing's for sure. Tim Malcolm knows how to keep fans watching, wondering, and waiting for his next big reveal. Few cast members have opened their lives to fans as fully as Tiffany Franco, and over the past year, she's proven once again that her story is as magnetic as it is unpredictable. From her appearance on Hunt for Love to the personal milestones she shared outside of the show, her journey has blended raw honesty, resilience, and a touch of that signature fire that makes her impossible to ignore. When Tiffany walked into the sun-drenched resort in Tulum, she carried herself with a brand new confidence. Having shed more than 100 pounds, she looked lighter not just physically, but emotionally, ready to step into a new chapter. Her blow-up didn't just turn heads, it shifted the way she approached relationships. Early sparks with fellow castmate Rocky gave viewers hope that she might leave the retreat with something lasting. But Tiffany has never been one to follow the expected script. By the time the reunion lights came on, she revealed that Rocky wasn't her forever. Instead, in a twist that felt perfectly Tiffany, she announced that she was already in a relationship with someone from her past, a man she affectionately calls her Gringuito, Ronnie. September brought the hard launch. Tiffany posted on Instagram, tagging Ronnie directly and writing "Mi Gringuito" at RONNIETE.exe. It was bold, playful, and very much in her style. Fans lit up with reactions, some cheering for her happiness, others raising eyebrows at the timing. Had she been seeing Ronnie during filming? Tiffany wasted no time shutting down the rumors, clapping back at gossip blogs and insisting she was single while filming. "I was not in a relationship," she clarified, rolling her eyes at the speculation. For Tiffany, transparency has always been her shield and her sword. Romance wasn't her only storyline this year. Tiffany has been steadily building her beauty brand, Addie Rose Cosmetics. Lip kits, new shades, restocks, they've all been a staple on her feed. Fans see her not just as a reality star, but as a businesswoman carving out her own lane. Add to that her growing TikTok presence, where over 250,000 followers tune in for everything from makeup tutorials to cheeky mom life moments. And it's clear Tiffany knows how to keep her audience engaged. Perhaps the most inspiring thread in her story has been her weight loss transformation. Tiffany hasn't sugarcoated it. She's talked openly about how surgery and lifestyle changes have altered her life, not just in the mirror, but in how she feels navigating the world. Dating, she admits, comes with new challenges, new attention, and new expectations. Instead of hiding those struggles, she's sharing them, giving fans a look at the vulnerable side of transformation. Today, Tiffany is balancing it all. Life in Maryland with her kids, vacations to places like Tulum, late-night TikTok uploads, and a romance that she's finally ready to celebrate publicly. She's not just surviving the chaos of reality TV, she's thriving in it. And with her blend of openness, hustle, and authenticity, Tiffany Franco continues to prove why she's one of the most captivating figures in the Hunt for Love world.
No season of Hunt for Love would feel complete without Usman Soulja Boy Umar stirring the pot, and this past year has only cemented his place as one of the franchise's most polarizing figures. For fans who crave music, drama, and just a dash of controversy, Usman has delivered all of it, loud, unapologetic, and unforgettable. It all started with the build-up to his latest single, Booga Die So. For weeks, Usman teased a release on Instagram, sharing reels filled with grins, heart emojis, and promises that this track would define his next chapter. By July, the wait was over. The official music video dropped, and he blasted it across Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok with the energy of a man on a mission. Fans may debate his love life endlessly, but when it comes to promotion, no one can say Usman doesn't hustle. But music wasn't his only focus. Over the summer, eagle-eyed fans noticed him teasing another project, his own podcast. Called USB Podcast No Filter Gist, it promised something Usman has long craved, a platform where he could tell his story in his own words without TLC edits or fan speculation twisting the narrative. For someone often portrayed as controlling or jealous, this podcast felt like his attempt to reclaim the mic, literally and figuratively. Of course, the retreat into Tulum wasn't without fireworks. The cameras caught him tangled in a messy triangle with Courtney Reardanz and Colt Johnson. When Colt's accident shifted the dynamics, Usman's jealousy reared its head in hospital scenes that had fans debating his character all over again. Was he being protective, or was it the same old Soulja Boy pride standing in the way of compassion? Courtney ultimately sided with Colt, leaving Usman looking more like the outsider than the romantic lead. And then came the scandals. In August, fans accused him of photoshopping one of his social media photos to enhance his looks. The accusation blew up, picked up by tabloid blogs, and reignited debates about his authenticity. Usman didn't deny it outright, but he didn't confirm it either, choosing instead to let the speculation feed the buzz. Classic Soulja Boy. At the same time, whispers of a new romance began swirling. Entertainment blogs hinted that Usman was quietly seeing someone new, with rumors of marriage on the horizon. Yet his social media remained tightly curated, full of faith-filled captions like Sheikh Usman Umar Sokoto, Amen, and endless music promotion, but no direct acknowledgement of the chatter. It's as if he was deliberately hiding his private life behind the glossy veneer of his artistry. Through it all, his TikTok presence grew. He posted clips titled Understanding Usman, From TV Personality to Real Life, urging fans to see him as more than just the dramatic edits shown on TV. These softer moments, morning greetings, reflections on faith, behind-the-scenes peeks, offered a counterpoint to his controversial on-screen image. And just when it seemed like the year might wind down, Usman teased one last surprise, another official music video scheduled for release in early October 2025. It was a reminder that he's always planning the next move, always reaching for the next headline. So where does Usman leave today? He's part musician, part reality TV enigma, and part controversy magnet. From new songs to fresh rumors, he's managed to keep himself at the center of conversation. Love him or hate him, one thing is certain. When it comes to Usman Soulja Boy Umar, fans simply cannot look away. And if history has taught us anything, that's exactly how he likes it. And there you have it. What a whirlwind year it's been for the stars of 90 Day Hunt for Love. Chantel stepped boldly into a new chapter of self-discovery. Colt and Courtney kept us guessing with their messy, tender connection. And Jennifer's big choice left Rob reeling. Tim gave us surprises both on and off the show. Tiffany blended love and transformation with unapologetic honesty. And Usman, well, he reminded us why he's the ultimate headline maker. This cast gave us romance, heartbreak, glow-ups, and scandals. And something tells me their stories are far from over. So if you loved catching up with every twist, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss what's next. Because trust me, the next round of Hunt for Love updates is going to be even juicier.